What's going on, man? What's up? Feeling good about tonight. I don't know about you guys, but I feel real good about tonight. Send a message. Let me know if you guys can hear me again. I'm still kind of new to this, so it's kind of weird. You good to go? What's good, TGP? What's good, everybody? So Tyreek Evans has been in my lineup all day by default. I did not feel great about it. Um, so I played around, played around. Then that news dropped that Batum is definitely out. I remember when Batum was out, that Jeremy Lamb had some good games. The matchup is there for him against the Bulls. Um, and I'll probably have to repeat this. Two things that I've noticed in basketball. For one, people like to chase players when they think the usage rate go up, but I think differently. I see things from a different angle. What I think is the reason that Kemba has been so successful is because teams have to pay a lot of attention to Nicholas Batum. Similar in Chicago, Wade and Jimmy Butler can both be players that put up good stats because they're two good players that team have to pay attention to both, and you really can't. If you put them on the opposite sides of the court, it creates a problem. In Charlotte, Batum can handle the ball. He can fill up the stat sheets. So it kind of frees up their point guard and Kemba Walker, and it allows him to have good games. On a night like tonight, there's no one else but Kemba that they're gonna think is a priority. And sure, Marvin Williams has been playing well, so they probably down low try to limit what he can do. But can you guys hear me? Yeah, so they're gonna come down on Kemba Walker thinking that he's the most valuable person on that team, the person that needs the most attention. And I think that's gonna there's two things that can happen with that. A player could be matchup proof and I don't think Kemba Walker is that type of player that can survive that. Maybe a person like Russell Westbrook, John Wall, these players that's super good in my opinion, but Kemba Walker is not going to survive that type of attention. I think Jeremy Lamb. Now, the reason I'm in love with Jeremy Lamb is because if you guys watch my videos, I speak a lot about scouting reports, and the Bulls are not prepared for Jeremy Lamb starting. They're expecting their game plan coming in, watching film is expecting Batum to be on the floor, and they're kind of banking that Batum is gonna be on the team. So Jeremy Lamb starting out of nowhere kind of leaves a lot of mystery for Chicago, and I think Lamb takes advantage of that. If we look at guys that go into surprise roles, like Yogi came from the D League, people that get spot starts, they tend to do very well because teams do not know how to prepare for them, and um, they know how he does coming off the bench, Jeremy Lamb, that is. But as a starter, it's a different dynamic. It's a different game plan. And I think that Jeremy Lamb will do very well. So I'm going to get into the lineup that I updated earlier that everyone did say that they liked. I'm going to speak about it and speak about the changes that I made. So I had Tony Snell and Tyreek Evans. I got rid of both of those guys, and what I did was in the small forward, I went ahead and put Bellinelli. Now, hear my concept for this. Bellinelli is 3,200 and Jeremy Lamb is 3,500. When I open up on the Charlotte team, just to try to break down who's eligible, who's not, who's the backup, who's not, right? So let's take a look at this. On the point guard, it's just Kemba and Roberts. Ramon Sessions is injured and they won't need Weber. So the point guard and the backup, that's good. Let's put Jeremy Lamb back and Bellinelli back, just for argument's sake, right? Shooting guard, we know that Lamb is starting, and we can say Bellinelli is his backup, legitimately, right? Small forward, Gilchrist will start. They're not gonna give Trevion, and they might, but I think what's gonna happen here is Bellinelli is the backup for both shooting guards and small forwards, and then Marvin Williams and Frank Kaminsky kind of no, Christian Wood would be the backup for Marvin Williams because Frank Kaminsky off the bench backs up Cody Zeller, and they may leave Marvin Williams and do like a hybrid kind of thing, where they want to go small and whatnot. So between Marvin Williams, Frank Kaminsky, and Zeller, the 4 and 5 spots will be filled. But the 3 and 2 spots don't have legitimate backups, and I think Bellinelli plays that role in a favorable matchup. And if you know much about me and my videos, I like to handcuff players in those situations. So I think if you play Lamb and Bellinelli, it creates. I'm looking at them now as one player instead of two different players, right? Because I'm trying to hit 6 times on most of my picks. So 6,700 means we need 40 between these two. And I think that one of them will be on the floor at all times against the Bulls team. It just seems achievable to me. I like that concept. I love it a lot. Now, in the forward spot, I went to Dirk Nowitzki. The reason I did that, all right, if you look at Tyreek Evans, right, he does show some flash that he can get you 30s. Upper 30s seems to be his ceiling, and this is pretty much a fake game because for the most part, he's mid 20s. The next thing is his minutes has not exceeded 25 ish. Um, the San Antonio game again is fake, but for the most part, they're limiting his minutes. They're trying to get Buddy Hield run. I just wasn't feeling good about Tyreek all day anyway, but he seems to settle out around mid 20s. Now, if you look at Dirk in comparison to that pick, I think Dirk floor is 20s. He can give you 20, 21, 24, 27. So his floor is pretty much the ceiling or the chilling point for Tyreek Evans. But his ceilings could be into the 40s. And what makes it even better is that Dallas doesn't have a center for tonight. It's just Dirk and Medry because Noel has already been ruled out. So Dirk's going to start. It should be a competitive matchup. And Dallas is still on the outside looking in for that last 8th spot. So they're going to want to win, right? Dirk's old, but they haven't played, and to fill Dirk in this last spot made sense to me. And this is the lineup I came up with. So far, this is my updated lineup, and that's what I'm going to stick with. All right. Let's see what the chat's saying. If you like what I'm saying, if I make sense, if I've been winning you money, if for any reason you appreciate what I'm doing, just give me a thumbs up, like the video, subscribe to my channel as well. Another thing I want to mention is if you like the video, it should be a bell. I won't see it on my end, but it should be a bell. So whenever I go live or I post new videos, you guys are going to get an alert so you don't miss out on it. I'll click on that so you get updates on what I'm doing. If you like what I'm saying, like the video. Let's get these likes up. Let's see what you guys are thinking. ESPN reporter says that he believes Kawhi will play, but I don't know for sure. Just saying. Yeah, let's go check out some injury stuff. So Kawhi will play Monday. All right, Kawhi will play Monday. So all these people with the Kyle Andersons and all these big hopes, Kawhi will play on Monday. It is official. Curb your expectation for the Spurs backup. And if you've seen, I kind of backed off of those Spurs backups as well. I really didn't feel too comfortable about it. I don't like fishing for value. I don't know if I'm going to land the right one or not. So I try not to go too crazy. It works when you get the right ones, and it can really get you in the high 300s and win you a tournament. But I just don't know. Can you make it bigger? Can't see screen. Sure. You do that. There you go. Boom. Who says that? Hey, Leroy, is that a little better for you? Let me know if that's a little better for you, Leroy. Let's get it. What happened here? I don't see my screen anymore. Something went wrong. Uh, so apparently, Leroy, when I make it bigger, it messes up the I don't know. I don't know why I did that. So what's the lineup? See, it did it again. Yeah, Leroy, I can't make it bigger. It's gonna affect what you guys see. But I can verbalize the lineup if you can't see it. I do apologize. All right. So let's see. What was the lineup? So the lineup is Ricky Rubio. The last game Rubio played, he was back down into the 30s, and he had 5 fouls. So he only played 28 minutes. Rubio does not play 28 minutes. He plays 30s. If you look at every other game, he played 30s. Against Utah, it was a blowout, so he played 29 minutes. But for the most part, he's playing 30s. I need just about 40 to hit 6 times value. That's going to be easy tonight for him. In 34 minutes, he did struggle, but I won't. During this game, I believe that, and I'm very sure it is a fact that Rubio wasn't running the offense like he is, and their two guard, what's his name, Levine, was still playing at that time. So it's a different dynamic right now. Rubio is the ball handler. He's holding on to the ball. He's making plays happen. I am not removing until Rubio is 7.5K or more. I think Rubio should be a player on any given night, no matter who they're playing. So definitely down with Rubio. Um, yeah, tonight is a one lineup night for me, man. I've been losing too much money on this thing. This is my lineup right here. Jeremy Lamb, Marco Bellinelli are handcuffed to each other. So I'm playing both of them, thinking one can have a better game than the other. But I think between the both of them for the season, they're averaging 36. If I get 36 out of both of them collectively, I'm happy. I think I could get 20 on average between the both of them, getting me into the 40s. I think between these two, I'll get 40s. I see 40s for Rubio. Millsap, like I said in my video, I'm a little nervous about him, but I'm confident. I mean, I don't see why not. The last time he played them, and I had this problem yesterday. I wanted to play Whiteside in all my lineups, right? But Whiteside, similar to Millsap, can have a lot of good games, but when I play him, he just doesn't do well. That's my experience with Whiteside. So yesterday, I did play him in the lineup that I broke even with, but I didn't play him in as much as I wanted to, and he did very well because he had a good history in 2 games against that team yesterday. Whiteside scored 50 plus fantasy point, and then yesterday he scored another 50 plus fantasy point. So that's the position I'm in with Millsap. All signs show that he will have a good game, especially with Kawhi. And now I think that the guards are going to have a hard time scoring, and they're going to give it to their bigs. And Millsap, last time against them, put up 50s. All right. And he's been consistently in the upper 30s and 40s. That's what I need from him tonight. I'm not going to take him out. I don't know. So it's Rubio, Jeremy Lamb, Marco Bellinelli, Paul Millsap, Nikola Jokic, Dennis Schroeder, Dirk Nowitzki, Nikola Vucevic. That's my lineup that I'm going with right now. All right. Django Carly Stein. I like them both. I like them both. Let me go up, make sure I'm not missing anyone's stuff. Leonard is in, logo can't see. Perfect. All right. So Django Carly Stein. I like them both, Blair. Um, Carly Stein shows flashes, and so do Jang. The only difference here that I would say Carly Stein is because Jang has been giving up a lot of minutes to Bielitsa. We can go check it out right now. Minnesota power forward. So it's B Helixa, whatever his name is. In the last two games, been getting minutes in the 30s, right? And he's not even really doing much with those minutes. I mean, every now and then he gets into the 30s, but he's not consistent. I won't consider him. Gorgie Jang has been getting minutes in the 20s, and he's not a guy that's going to function without minutes. He needs to get into the groove of the game and get a rhythm going. The reason I like Jang a lot is because on the last time against them, he put up 37, which would be very good for tonight. The next thing is he's a power forward, which means he's going to match up with Markeith Morris. Markeith Morris cannot put a body on Gorgie Jang. Gorgie Jang creates a lot of mismatches for teams that's playing Minnesota, and I like Jang, but the minutes worry me. So if I had to pick from those two, Jang or Carly Stein, I would go Carly Stein, just because the minutes on Jang has been going towards Bielitsa recently. Do I like Buddy Hield or is he too risky? I like Buddy Hield. He's a rookie, right? And he's always risky, but the team seems to be going towards his direction and they're trying to get him into the groove of things. When it comes to shooting guards, it's hit or miss. So I like to get value for my shooting guards, but if something tells you Buddy Hield will have a good night, get him. But he does come with some risks. Millsap has a very high floor. I agree, and that's why I'm just gonna play him. I'm not gonna worry about it too much. Um, Griffin, I like. It's just with Griffin Price and the value and the dynamics of the slate, I wasn't able to get to him. But we could take a look at Griffin. So, what's his name went through shoot around today? Um, Rudy Gobert went through some shoot around and he should play. He went through shoot around in advance, and they had him listed as probable when I saw it earlier. So that's going to really affect Blake Griffin. Rudy Gobert kind of protect the rim and makes it a little difficult. Now Favors is out. Um, Trey Lyles is going to start at the 4, and that gives Griffin a favorable matchup. Trey Lyles is not putting a body on Blake Griffin. Okay, so Blake Griffin is an excellent play. He's someone that I don't think will be highly owned. If you notice, he hasn't been mentioned all day by most people. So his percentage will be down. If you're a tournament person and you're looking to go big, Blake Griffin is a good sleeper, sneaky guy with some upside that I would definitely suggest. He says, "Hey man, I know you prefer Jokic over Towns, but aren't you concerned that Lakers might not keep up?" I've been hearing that all day, but Wayne, I'll be honest with you. When I make lineups, I don't worry about blowouts. If it's a blowout and I lose, I'm gonna be upset. Yes, you're right, and I know that I have to um consider it, but I'm not gonna miss out on a big night on a big matchup when it's the NBA. All right, these guys are professionals. They're all good players. We've seen Lakers win games that they're supposed to have been blown out. All right, so I'm not predicting a blowout to change my lineup. I just don't do things like that, and I'm not gonna do it now. All right. Good luck, Prodigy. I think you'll do well. I saw your lineup; it looks solid. Blair says, "Cool, thanks. Good luck tonight, bro. See you tomorrow." What turned you off on Kemba Walker? I don't know if you were in the room initially, but I said that not now that Batum is not on the floor, Kemba is going to have to carry too much of a responsibility, and I think it's going to be a little bit overwhelming. The team is going to be able to cramp down on just Kemba, and he's going to have to give up the ball. I think the guys like Lamb and the wing and even the bigs. Marvin Williams, I know I changed him, but I think he still has an opportunity to hit value. It's just that with Kaminsky back, Kaminsky is also sneaky. People may be thinking that he's a little banged up and not playing. He's shown that he can get up into the 40s against a Bulls team that don't have any good forwards. Kaminsky can get down there, get some rebounds. He can hit some threes. So Kaminsky is another sneaky play similar to Blake Griffin that no one's really talking about. And I think if you get him right tonight, you'll be happy about it. Gobert been helping me win some tournaments. Yep, I agree. Gobert is the man, Leroy. Hey yo, I told you LeBron wasn't gonna put up more than four. Yeah, you called it right, man. 48 is more than 45, but I mean, it's LeBron James, man. I gotta play him in an up pace matchup where he's pulling down rebounds and whatnot. The thing is, you know what messed up LeBron, and you could tell me if you agree or not. Right before halftime, LeBron was getting some rest, and his team went up by like 15 points, right? So the coach figured, hey, why not give my veteran some rest? We probably didn't even want to play him. Now we had a double-digit lead. We're in control of the game. We're not gonna bring him back in. You know what I mean? So they kept him on the bench. 2 minutes later, Harden and them went off. Boom, boom, boom. They balling. The game got a little close. They bring him back out, but he missed a chunk of the game that he's supposed to play. So if you miss that much of the game, you're not gonna have a high scoring game. What they should have did was bring him back in anyway, because he's LeBron, put the lead up to 20-30, and then rest him for the majority of the second half, and then they would have probably won the game last night. But they got a little bit too cute. So that's my opinion. You know what I mean? Um, yeah, that's my opinion on that. Let's take a look at some news. Make sure we're not missing anything. Kawhi Leonard will play, guys. So curb your enthusiasm when it comes to those guys like Kyle Anderson, even Patty Mills. Now, one can argue that, but you see, Patty Mills, I don't think we'll get a lot of assists tonight because it's going to be Kawhi really controlling the ball. I think Kawhi is the guy that does well tonight. And that's why I didn't really spend too much time looking at Spurs value because we didn't even know if Kawhi was going to play. Now he's going to play, and everything else is going to go around him. And David Lee has become my favorite player on the Spurs. Look out for David Lee, guys. 30 is going to be easy to get to. Um, Against a team with two talented bigs, they're not really going to play Gasol that much. I don't see Gasol getting a lot of minutes tonight because Paul Gasol is an offensive player. He's not going to be able to control the paint as well as what's that guy name? The center that's been doing well. I think it's going to be about Dwayne Dedman and David Lee. I don't think Paul Gasol gives you value. David Lee, I think Dedman for that price. The only thing is to lock up my centers spots with someone like Dedman. Very concerned about that. But I think David Lee will crack value tonight. I think he gets a lot of minutes. He can put a big body on Millsap and hope to contain him. So definitely like David Lee. Thoughts on cost? Oh, you know I like Kufos any given night. Anytime Kufos is 4K or under, I would recommend playing him. So Kufos is a good value. The only reason, again, similar to Deadman, is that it's a center, and I'm so protective with the center picks that I play on a night-to-night basis that I'm not gonna put Kufos in tonight. On a smaller slate, when I'm looking for that value, yes, but not tonight. But Kufos on any given night, he's less than 4K, and we know he can return 6 times value for that price. All right. What do you think of Bazemore, Patty Mills, Tim Hardaway Jr., Paul Millsap, Dwight Howard, Rubio Towns, Schroeder for the Turbo? To be honest, Wayne, I haven't been able to look at the Turbo, but that's a good matchup. If you're a person that's into game stacking, I think that's a good stack. Um, oh yeah, Larry Nance. See, I gave you that yesterday. Hope it worked out well for you. Howard is a fade. Only put up 18 against them the other time they played. Yeah, I don't really like Howard tonight. What really attracts me to Howard is his price, though. Um, Dwight Howard is only 6K. A 6K Dwight Howard is almost a must play. I'm telling you, don't get discouraged by that 18. A 6K Dwight Howard is almost a must play, especially when Kawhi Leonard is not in the game. All right. So don't be scared to roster Dwight Howard. The only thing is, I like Vucevic for a couple $100 more. I think Vucevic comes with more security. Vucevic is the man tonight. over Dwight Howard. But don't be afraid of Dwight Howard. He's not a fade. His price makes him a very good play. Now, if he was like 7K and up, too risky. But for 6K, you can get 36 from Dwight, and that's 6 times value, and you're happy. So don't count him out. Yeah, I'm in the 5-person contest every night, Nick. And if I did beat you, I came in 6th place last night in that contest. It cost me because um flipping Zubac. I just needed 6 more points and I would have won, right? Zubac didn't play the entire second half, and Harkless gave me 5 points. Who the heck could predict Harkless giving you 5 points? I was so hot yesterday, man. I know I broke even, but when you lose by 6 points and then Zubac don't get minutes and Harkless only give you 5 points, it makes you feel like you got robbed. You know what I mean? I feel like I got robbed last night, but it's okay. I'm over it. What guard isn't chalk for tournaments? Peyton, thinking about him. Atlanta stack with Griffin. Um, it's a good idea. Peyton, I don't like tonight. I'm telling you, leave Peyton alone, guys. I mean, I don't want to say that and then he goes off and you guys think I'm a fraud, but 7K for Alfred Payton is just ridiculous, man. I'm not doing that to myself. Um, so while Vucevic was out, yes, he had a good run, but his last 2 games, he's been settling in the mid 30s. That's 4 to 5 times value. I'm not messing around with Vucevic, with Alfred Payton tonight. Vucevic is back, so all that foolery stops, man. Leave Alfred Payton alone. You got a cheap util 47 and below. Let me see who I like for 47 and less. And I'll give you a rationale for whoever I pick. No, no. Patty Mills is still a go. I think he'll hit 6 times value. I don't think he has the upside of 30s like he did without Kawhi playing, but he can still get you. He's a point guard and he doesn't have a backup. Both point guards, Tony Parker is out, and that um Murray dude is out too. What's his name? DeJounte Murray. So I still think um I still think Patty Mills under 47 is a good pick. Let me see who else I like under 47. Rob Lowe on any given night just depends on how he feels, but he's risky. If I had $4,700 and I'm looking for some value tonight, Patty Mills and Jamal Murray. Jamal Murray might get the start at point guard, and I like him at point guard better than I like him at shooting guard because when he plays point guards, he'll get assists. And if he gets some assists tonight, we know he's going to score. He'll easily make 6 times value. So I like Jamal Murray if Nelson doesn't play. If he plays the point guard role, I like Jamal Murray. I like Patty Mills still. Leave Larry Nance alone tonight. Don't mess with him. Buddy Hill could be tricky. Ilya Silva's still a decent pick. Don't forget about Ilya Silva, guys. Zubac might get the 30s tonight that he was supposed to get last night, but I'm not messing around with any Laker player. I'm just not into that. So that's who I like, less than 4,700, all right? Gallinari tonight. It depends, Peter. It depends on what happened with Chandler, and we don't know. And Gallinari price, I think, went up. Let me see. For 6K, he's been pretty stable. That 26 game, I wouldn't really get too concerned about. But with Chandler out, Gallinari be interested. I think he'll get you into the 30s for sure. He's pretty safe. His floor is pretty decent. Oh, I got first in my one and second in my other. I was talking about EH because Nance put me in the second right at the end of the game. Oh. See, good for you guys, man. I was at fifth and I felt so good about it. And then I was like, all I need is like 2 rebounds and a putback. Zubik never showed back up in the game. So whatever. Different Spurs lineup last time Dwight played them. I agree, Tim. And that's why I said Dwight is a good play. For 6K, you can't go wrong on Dwight. Dwight will mess around and get you mid 40s, which is 7 to 8 times value. So don't sleep on Dwight Howard, man. Don't shy away because it's the Spurs in the last time or whatever. So chalk is 40%. Mills is good. Jokic is good. Wiggins, Patrick, all day I've been trying to convince myself to play Wiggins. I'm like, yo, I feel like Wiggins gonna have a good game. But the inconsistency couldn't get me to put Wiggins in my lineup. So I didn't mess around with Wiggins. But I like Wiggins tonight. I think tonight is a night he bounced back. For some strange reasons, I think Wiggins will do good. Um, Randall, it's the Lakers, so you know how I feel. I'm not messing with any Lakers. They doing all type of weird stuff out west. Chandler Parsons is out. That doesn't really affect me. I'm not gonna play Vince Carter in my lineup anyway, so that news is kind of irrelevant. Jimmy, what's up, man? How you doing? What's going on? How you did last night? I hope you did well. I only got 7 likes this time around, guys. Let me get a little more than that. Hit the thumbs up button, hit the subscribe button, and hit the bell so when I make videos or if I go live, you get a ding. All right. Yeah, Patrick. If your gut told you Wiggins, my gut did too. So I think you'll have a big night. Don't be shy. Play him, but it's just too much inconsistency. I can't get to trust him tonight. But I'm not afraid of Wiggins. I think Wiggins is a cool play. Absolutely. Um, let's check out some injuries, making sure that we're still good. Chandler Parsons is out. That doesn't affect anything I'm doing. Who cares about Vince Carter? I don't think Vince will do me anything that I'll be excited about. Um, and that whole Memphis team has been just discombobulated. If I didn't love the centers we got going tonight, I would love the value on Lopez. Let's check out Lopez. Um, yeah, for 4,300, Lopez is pretty safe, man. He'll need mid 20s, and that's pretty much where that's his. I don't think I could get. I don't think I would have played Lopez anyway. Kawhi in play. Let's check out Kawhi. I doubt it for 9K. 10K. No, no, no. You need 60 to hit 6 times value from a Kawhi. Leave Kawhi alone, Demario. Trust me. He's too expensive. Way too expensive. I know he's the only scorer on the team, but 10K Kawhi. Now, if it was a game against like Houston, Cavs, where they're in jeopardy of losing, then I would say yes. But I just don't think Atlanta will bring that type of Kawhi let it out tonight for 10K. I'm all right. Best contrarian player that may go off on DK. Dwight Howard, I know I mentioned some players that I really like that no one's talking about. Um Griffin, no one's talking about Griffin. Hey Riley, you know I gotta stop everything and get you the lineup. You are VIP. Rubio, Jeremy Lamb, Marco Bellinelli, Paul Millsap, Nikola Jokic, Dennis Schroeder, Dirk Nowitzki, Nikola Vucevic. That's the lineup tonight. Play with confidence. Ricky Rubio, Jeremy Lamb, Marco Bellinelli, Paul Millsap, Nikola Jokic, Dennis Schroeder, Dirk Nowitzki, and Nikola Vucevic. That's the lineup. Yeah, Demario, leave 10K Kawhi alone. Um, oh, I got spammers. I think I'm blowing up, y'all. I got spammers. Yeah, Riley, the lineup changed just a little bit, but you know I got to keep you up to date. I want to make sure you're successful. Contrarian plays. I like Griffin. I like Dwight Howard. Rondo. Someone mentioned Rondo. Yes, Rondo is definitely in play. As a starter, Rondo is guaranteed for 30s, in my opinion. I don't know when Rondo ever put up upper 20s for minutes and not give you back 30, especially starting against a team like this. In 32 minutes, he already put up 35 points against them, right? And he's going to get the similar role tonight. I think the Bulls are looking to win again. The coach is a dummy. It's funny that last night I made a video. I went on this big rant. Oh, Hoiberg should be fired. Why would he take out Rondo? They were in the playoff. They took out Rondo for disciplinary reasons. Since then, they've been starting MCW and Jeremy, whatever his name is, and they fell right out the playoffs. Players getting mad, strife in the locker room. All this crap started get Rondo back in the starting lineup. I think the Bulls have a shot tonight. Now that Rondo's starting, they got some chemistry building. The veterans are on the floor. The people with skills are on the floor. I think the Bulls got a shot tonight. Stop this foolishness with MCW and Jeremy Grant. The heck are they thinking? These are not. These are backups. How you gonna start a bunch of backups and think you're gonna make the playoffs? Please. Um, I know I missed it, but can you quickly talk about the Bellinelli pick? All right, I could do that really quick. Bellinelli I like because I'm gonna go back just what I did before. If you look at Charlotte and you look at each position, I'm gonna move Jeremy Lamb and Bellinelli so I can explain my theory. Okay. For point guard, it's Kemba and his backup is Roberts. Shooting guard, it's gonna be Lamb starting. Marco is the backup. Small forward, Gilchrist, Kid Gilchrist is starting, but there's no real backup. All right. So I think Bellinelli is backing up two positions, give him a lot of minutes tonight. And to handcuff him with Jeremy Lamb, you you make a lineup that's blowout proof. What happened? Oh, okay, I messed up. With Bellinelli and Jeremy Lamb together, you have a lineup that's blowout proof because one of them will always be on the floor at the same time, right? And if you add their salaries together for 6,700, I think you can get 40 easily out of Jeremy Lamb and Bellinelli tonight because they have to be on the floor at all times. Kemba Walker can only do too much. He's going to need one of them to step up and provide points. And for the minimal price, if you look at their season average, it's 36, which is just about 6 times value for them as a handcuff. So that's just a handcuff theory of mine. If I was looking to win a tournament, I wouldn't play like this. But just because I'm looking to place in a tournament, it brings me a lot of security to have those two guys together. I think I could achieve what I need. So that's my explanation for the Bellinelli pick. Um, Hey, the Keenan's back at it. Yeah, Keenan is the man. If you like what I'm saying, if I'm giving good advice, if anything that I'm saying stand out to you, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell so you get updates when I make videos or content. Somebody just asked me about Giannis. Hey, Demario, let's check out Giannis. Giannis, is 10K. We know that he can hit value for that, right? The last game out, he put up 36, and it was kind of a blowout. And Minnesota plays good defense. So teams, that's why I'm not really big on Bradley Beal and Wall tonight, is because Minnesota can play defense. And I think that those guys playing so many games on the road are going to be tired and just not able to handle Minnesota tonight. So we can excuse this game. Indiana is a game he should have did better. New York, he kills New York. So I would expect 40s to 50s, anywhere from 40 to 50 with a ceiling of maybe 55 from Giannis. So if your lineup can tolerate those numbers, then go ahead and play him. But Memphis slows down the ball. Let's look at games. So in the last 10, Giannis hasn't been crazy successful. We got some 30s. We got two 30-point games, two 40-point games, three 30-point games, and three 40-point games. Although he can go off, that's just too risky. I would leave him alone, Demario. He's just too risky. If you want to pay up and you got the money for players to pay up, John Wall is not a bad idea. Even though I said Minnesota plays defense, John Wall tends to safely get you around 50. He does have a 30 and a 40 in there, but not as much as Antetokounmpo. I think John Wall is safe. Um, Carl Anthony Towns also safe. He has a lot of 40s, but no 30s, and he can get you up into the 60s. You don't want to pay 10K for a guy who can get you 30 something points. That's just way too risky. And I see that in Antetokounmpo. So if you're going to pay up, consider Towns, John Wall, or Nikola Jokic if you want to pay 10K tonight. And that's just my opinion, all right? Rodriguez, DeRozan tonight. I haven't even looked at DeRozan. People know me and DeRozan have a special relationship, but against Dallas, I wouldn't play DeRozan. No way in the world. All right. DeRozan is struggling for the same reason why I think Kemba Walker is going to have a hard time. Teams are realizing that once they shut him down, that they give themselves a legitimate chance to win the game, right? Now, DeRozan has been putting up 20s for you. 20s twice, three out of the last four games, he had 26, 29, and 19. The one time that he had 50, guess what? I said to play him, and I played him, and he won everybody that played that lineup money that night. Tonight, I'm telling you, don't play him. He's not going to hit 50 again, especially against Dallas. I don't care that he's at home and whatever, whatever. DeRozan is going to have a hard time until Lowry comes back. And even when Lowry was in, DeRozan was like 50-50. Some nights he go off, some nights he don't. He's just not the type of person that I would risk $8,400 on. All right. I'm out. Good luck. Hey, good luck. Number 3. You like Fournier and Wesley Matthews? No. And I can tell you why not. So we can start with Fournier. For one, they're expecting a lot out of Vucevic on the offense, right? So when Vucevic was out, Fournier had a couple games in the 30s. To be expected. Vucevic is back. He's going to settle right back into the 20s where he belongs. And against them, he played 35 minutes and he had 31. I think that was a big effort. He had to shoot 67% that game. That's a little difficult. He's been shooting 40-something percent. I just don't see it. And Sacramento's been playing better defense. I said it in a chat last night, and people laughed at me. They're saying, what are you talking about? Teams are destroying Sacramento. But from what I've been seeing, Sacramento's been giving good teams a run for their money. So I'll be careful. I'll just be careful. I don't really love Fournier. And Wesley Matthews, I do like a lot because before the hip injury, he went out there and he was putting up 30s consistently. I think tonight is a night where he gets it going. He's been off for a couple of days. It's just that when you're shooting 1 for 6 and 2 for 11 in the last 2 games, for me to think tonight's the night, it's just a gamble. It's like rolling dice, and I'm just not too sure about it. So that's how I feel about him. All right. I'm about to go and just make sure everything on DraftKings is situated before lock in 5 minutes. I wish you guys all good luck. Thanks for spending time hanging out with me, discussing these slates. The lineup one more time before I go, just so you missed it, you have it. I'm going with Ricky Rubio, Jeremy Lamb, Marco Bellinelli, Paul Millsap, Nikola Jokic, Dennis Schroeder, Dirk Nowitzki, and Nikola Vucevic. That's my lineup for tonight. If play it with confidence, and I wish all you guys good luck tonight. Let's get some money so we could talk crap later and celebrate and just be happy. Have a good start to the week.